Welcome to the Keto Cooking Couple Kitchen. Oh my God. We're doing fat burning sushi. And why is that crazy? Why would fat burning sushi be crazy? Why is sushi bad for you?
Sushi's never bad for you. That's all I gotta say about that. That is from the land of my people, and my people do not make bad things.
But you're only half sushi peoples.
Okay.
You're half Eastern European redneck like me.
No, the best half is from the land of sushi.
So, but the thing is though, 1 cup of rice has 45 grams of carbs. That is a lot. So it's really hard to lose weight if you're eating lots of sushi. If you can't lose weight, then you might commit harakiri. I cannot lose weight. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Now let's do the second part. First of all, a Japanese samurai would never be agonizing such way. Okay, on your knees. Second part is after harakiri, bam.
Ow.
Alright.
Here's just my head. I'm just a head now, apart from my body, but I'm still talking and stuff. It's amazing.
You would be a body without the head.
Right? Kind of like Eyes Without a Face by Billy Idol.
Alright, what are we doing? We're talking about fat burning sushi, and Aaron is right. I have to admit, he's completely right. Sushi in general is very high in carbs, and if you make it a regular part of your daily life, then you're going to gain weight if you eat it every day. So we save it for carb days, or at least we used to save it for recarb days, days when we are allowed on the program that we follow to eat extra carbs. Hey Tina, babe, what are you doing up so late, babe? It's Florida time. And
Tina's a rock star. She's not just a hero mom, she's a superhero mom. She lost about 2 pounds a day her first week on the program. Incredible. Rock star.
So thanks for joining us, Tina. And so again, like I was saying, normally we would do sushi on a recarb day, which means on those days we get to eat extra carbs, and white rice is actually one of our safe carbs that we love, so we could indulge a little bit there. However, now doing it this way, we could actually eat it on a regular daily basis and not have to worry about the carbs, because my human computer is going to explain the difference in carbs. How many carbs are in white rice sushi versus cauliflower rice sushi?
Well, typical rice has about 45 grams of carbs per cup. And then some people go, well, I only eat brown rice. Well, you enjoy your freaking brown rice, because brown rice still has about 45 grams per cup. It's slightly lower glycemic. It's not a lot lower glycemic. Slightly healthier. Now, white rice and brown rice aren't the worst thing in the world. They are empty carbs, but they taste amazing. They don't have any glutens at all, so it's infinitely better than eating bread. But we're going to show you an awesome secret to even avoid that, because our hero moms are losing easily up to 1 pound a day. Some like Tina in Florida, who's tuned in right now, she's freaking awesome, have lost up to 2 pounds a day, and you cannot do that eating a lot of carbs. We need a low-carb diet with lots of nutrient-dense foods, and that is what we have here. Now we're bringing this to you. First time, we have never made this. This is super exciting. We've made a lot of sushi before because Paul is half Japanese. Her mom is from Okinawa. She was born and raised there. She came to the States halfway through her life. We're talking about experts on sushi here, right? We're going to make it with cauliflower. You know, we love to make stuff with cauliflower. Now, personally, I hate cauliflower. I hate the taste of it, but it tastes amazing when we use fresh cauliflower that we heat up and get the water out of it. We've made tortillas out of it, breadsticks. We've made buns, pizza crust, all kinds of stuff out of cauliflower, and it is amazing.
It is amazing, and Aaron has been the genius behind figuring out those recipes. I love that he loves to experiment in the kitchen, and it inspired me to think about the possibility of doing sushi, having a Japanese, my favorite food, option in our low-carb daily diet without having to always, push it off to the carb day. So here we are. We have all of our ingredients. And by the way, if you think there's anybody out there who loves sushi and would love to eat it every day, but doesn't want the negative effects of the weight gain and the sugars, by the way, that are in the rice typically with a seasoning called mirin, we'll tell you about that in a minute, then please like and share this video so that they can see how we're going to do it. Now, there's a possibility we may have a crash and burn situation here because we've never made this before, like we just said, but we are so confident in our belief of this beautiful new discovery and all the versatility that it offers. We've had such great success with it before that we're quite sure what is
And
that?
if not, we'll commit harakiri.
That's not exactly how
Right
harakiri
here.
goes.
Well, I've seen The Last Samurai, so that
actually-
makes me an
It
expert.
goes like this. You go in and you cut sideways.
And then
while
somebody else
you're on your
goes,
knees, and then while you lean forward, somebody goes this way. Babe, you gotta get the culture thing right.
So if
okay?
you're tuning in right now, please like and share. We're making fat-burning sushi, ultra low carb, super, super healthy. This is going to be awesome. You get to witness it here the first time of us making it. Let's go. Hello. Seems like a personal problem.
Right? Okay, so
Let's talk about our ingredients.
yeah, because
Ingredients.
you really can put so many different things in sushi. So Jenny, if you're watching, babe, this is how you can tailor it to what you like. Now, you might not want to get past this part right here, which is one of my favorite things. And this is low carb, highly dense with nutrition, and it's called nori. Okay? This is what we call it from the land of the slanted eye, nori. However, for those of you who are from the round eye nation, then this would be called seaweed sheets, dried seaweed sheets. All right, so those come pre-cut and pre-made, so that all you have to do is buy the package, go to your local grocery store. If you live in anywhere that has options of Asian foods, go to the Asian food section. And of course, if you're in an Asian country, just go to the regular section. And then you're gonna find this right here, probably on the bottom shelf next to the rice. Okay?
All right, let's start with ingredients. I'll start out with one part of it. This is cauliflower.
This is an ingredient, just FYI.
Yeah, well, it is. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go into the I'm so sorry, sweetie. The filler ingredients. I'm gonna go into the filler.
Okay.
She did the exterior ingredients, and I'm gonna do this one, and then you'll probably do the rest of them maybe. But either way, so a head of organic cauliflower, and there's two ways to do it. The fastest way that this genius behind me figured out, you juice the cauliflower. Okay, so the juice comes out, and then that waste pulp goes out the side, right? But guess what? We want the pulp. And the secret to cauliflower is you need to get rid of the water. So if you juice it, guess what? Almost all the water is gone. So you juice it, take the pulp, heat it up per cauliflower about 7 to 10 minutes in the microwave, let it cool down, put it in a towel and squeeze the crap out of it to get even a bit more water out. The less water, the better. We tried to make cauliflower rice, heat it up and put it in sushi, and just water goes everywhere, and it's a freaking mess.
Yeah.
Very frustrating.
That was the last time, and that was probably, what, like a year or so, maybe even more ago. No, it was definitely like a year and a half ago.
We were so traumatized that we didn't try cauliflower with sushi again for a year and a half. You can use this with a couple eggs and some seasoning and bake it on parchment paper. You can create bread, buns, breadsticks, pizza crust, and I made some awesome tortillas last weekend. This stuff is amazing, and today we're breaking ground with some sushi with it. So cauliflower, juiced, then take the pulp, squeeze some more water out of it, heat it up for about 10 minutes, let it cool down, and you're good to go. We did put about 1/8 of a teaspoon of pure stevia inside of it to sweeten it. Why? In Japanese restaurants, the reason sushi is so rich, they put a little of the stuff. It's actually a type of rice wine called mirin, and it has a lot of sugar in it to sweeten it. So instead of doing that, we used a tiny bit of that, and it made all the difference in the world.
This is what's normally used, and just so you guys know, it has a lot of sugars in it. And that's why sushi tastes so good, because it's sweetened. The rice is sweetened. They put this in the rice of the sushi. We didn't want to do that because we don't want those high sugars in there. We don't want sugar spikes causing more fat to be stored into our fat cells. So instead, we came up with a different option.
We've got some ahi tuna. Bluefin or yellowfin is the best. This is wild caught. I'm not exactly sure what breed it is. It's definitely not bluefin. Bluefin is a deeper red color, but this will work just fine. Now remember, especially here in America, you can put whatever you want inside sushi. Now, typical Japanese style, you'll put some kind of raw fish inside of it and whatever else. But American style, we can put it wherever we want. Paula likes scrambled eggs. She likes carrots. She likes ahi. She likes avocado. Ooh, what did we forget?
You forgot the cucumber.
Ah.
Oh, wow. So there's
Harikiri again. Harikiri.
like Aaron said, there's a variety of things that you can put in it. What's really great about it, when you know how to make it yourself, is you can put whatever you want in it. But traditionally, there are certain mixes that go in it that they are actually so that they can kind of standardize. Babe, with the dogs over the food.
I thought we were going to put some dog in it.
No.
I thought you could put anything in it. What the heck?
This is America. We don't
Fine.
put dogs in our sushi.
Fine.
Sorry.
I'm
Okay,
sure,
so
Brenda.
anyway, there are standardized versions of what goes in sushi so that they can call it certain names so you can kind of expect the same thing every time, like a California roll or an eel roll. And those are all really good and delicious. But just know, when you go out to a restaurant and you buy restaurant-made sushi, it's going to have tons and tons of sugar in it, and that is why it tastes so delicious. So we're not putting any sugar in ours, but we are going to make it taste good. So Aaron forgot the cucumbers, unfortunately.
Sorry.
We're not doing cucumbers, but we are going to do avocado and carrots, and we have the kind of carrots that have different colors. Every color, in fact, except orange. I don't know how that happened. We also are going to have some pickled ginger, yum. And Aaron right now is making some scrambled eggs. There is a certain way that you make the scrambled eggs. You scramble them, obviously, and you lay them down and let them cook, and then you can or don't have to flip them over. However, unfortunately, our pans get used so much that they're starting to stick at the bottom, so we probably won't be able to make the kind that cooks evenly, and then you flip it or just pull it out. So it's probably going to look like actual scrambled eggs. But you know what? It all tastes the same, and so what? We're not serving it in a restaurant, so.
You're seeing it here, first time, fat-burning sushi, so ultra low carb. This will be a similar texture to rice. It's kind of a chunky cauliflower that's been juiced, heated up. Pretty much most of the water has been removed. We're going to use that in place of rice.
So Tina says she doesn't like fish, and I hear that a lot, actually. So I understand. For the longest time, I didn't like fish either. So no problem if you don't like fish, but you like the other ingredients, you can use other things. I've made sushi for people before with chicken in it. Or you can put other things. Just make sure it's something that when you bite into it, it's not really hard to bite off, because it's already awkward when you have to put a large, sushi slice of sushi roll in your mouth. It's kind of not a great date food because it's a little bit messy, but you don't want to also make it hard to bite off if you decide that you want to be polite and girly and not stick the whole thing in your mouth. So anyway, we don't have.
She said that.
We don't have. We do have. We just don't know where it is. We have somewhere a peeler. Can't find it. So I'm improvising. This is what I think is a cheese slicer. And why I say I think, because we never eat cheese. So I'm not really totally sure.
We eat a little bit of cheese, but not much.
We very rarely eat cheese. And when we do, I'm not going to take the time to use a tool like this to slice it, because that's what these things were invented for. But those things, these knives, don't work well when peeling carrots. So therefore, we got this situation. All right, and it works really well. And I tested it already because I peeled this one with it. So we're going to have this yellowish colored carrot as part of the inside. And what I like to do when I think of what's going to be on the inside of the sushi roll, I really try to pick things that have beautiful color and really great taste, but nothing that has an overbearing, overwhelmingly strong taste, because we're going to season it when we dip it in our soy sauce with our wasabi. So it's all got to kind of complement with each other. And if you have things that have really, really strong flavors other than the spices that are added to it, then they kind of can clash sometimes. I mean, that's just me personally, and I'm not a chef or anything like that. That's just my personal opinion. And I just kind of made that stuff up right now because it sounds really good.
Jill watched.
Jill, what's up, babe? Jill is our mommy chat queen. You guys, you have to go check out two things. I have to tell you about this woman, Jill, while I'm doing the rest of this. This gal, Jill, is a superhero mom, mother of seven, yep, in today's world.
That many humans.
7, that's a lot of people. And
she's got her own zip code, I believe.
She produces beautiful humans. So, anyway, so she is on right now. So you guys got to check out Jill. If you could drop in whatever links you like. There are 2 things I want to tell you about Jill. Jill manages an amazing resource page called Mommy Chat. And so if you're a mommy, which a lot of you guys are, you have to go and like this page, because this page has tons and tons of great information for mommies. And it's a page that I love going to. There's tons of inspiration. There's lots of really great questions and answers that happen there. The community is amazing, and Jill organizes and coordinates this whole entire page, which has over, what, 300,000 or 400,000 mommies on
Almost
there.
400,000.
Oh my
But
gosh,
she's
amazing.
also the queen of content for Fanpage Traffic Academy. They're the #1 education source for Facebook marketing on the planet. They've helped people like Brenna Bouchard and Shalene Johnson get over 10 million likes on their Facebook pages, so that they can market to those people that are already raving fans of their content, and they can help people to improve their lives, and they can turn a profit while they're at it. These guys are the best at it in the world, and I just put a link in the comments under, it's actually under Jill Wallace. Oh wait, no, Mommy Chat's under Jill Wallace, and under Paula Moyer, fanpagetrafficacademy.com. Check these guys out, and she's the queen of content. She not only does the content for tens of millions of likes on several Facebook pages, I think she does over 1,000 postings per week, creates and/or manages over 1,000 postings per week. Absolutely amazing. She's the expert on how do you get good traction, how do you deliver content that people want to see, and she's also one of the private one-on-one coaches with Fanpage Traffic Academy. Guys are awesome. And by the way, those are our mentors as well. They've helped us to get 10-fold in follows, shares, and likes on our various Facebook pages just in the last 6 months. Awesome, awesome guys. Anyways, if you're just listening in, please like and share Fat Burning Sushi. We're using cauliflower instead of rice. We've juiced it, taken the pulp, tossed the juice, take the pulp, heat it up for about 10 minutes, squeeze out the water, and we're going to use that in place of rice and sushi. We've got organic avocados. We've got pickled ginger, which is one of my favorite things in the world. We've got nori, which is seaweed. We've got a sushi roller, which helps a lot. These are dirt cheap, a couple bucks on Amazon. Paula is julienne chopping some purple and yellow carrots. Oh yeah, we got some awesome ahi here as well. It's a wild caught, raw, cold, ready to go.
Look at this awesome carrot, how pretty it is inside. That's really awesome. I didn't expect that.
You can put almost anything in sushi, but when we were trying to make low-carb sushi before, it just didn't work out. We tried with some soggy, wet cauliflower rice. It was terrible. We tried it with no rice, and it just kind of fell apart, kind of like a hand roll. But now we're trying it with the pulp from juiced cauliflower. Super, super awesome stuff. While she does that, I'm going to show you a really quick trick about knife sharpening. This is incredibly important for all your chopping. We cook at least once or twice a day. This is a standard knife sharpener. It's about 20 bucks on Amazon, maybe 30. You've got a coarse, a medium, and a light side. And as many of you know, I like to cook really freaking fast, which means I need to cut fast. I need a sharp knife, and I want to sharpen it fast too. So for me, I skip the middle. I go coarse and soft. So coarse, 10 times each side. Watch this. Super fast. I go straight to the fine. All right, this bad boy, towel it off a little bit, rinse it if you want. This thing is ready to hack off some fingers, if you know what I mean, like that right there. Especially when you go to cut the sushi roll, once it's rolled up, you better have a sharp knife or it's gonna mush up and fall apart. This guy is ready to go.
All right, so you guys, when you're cutting the carrots and anything that you're putting in your sushi roll, you want to cut it very, very much like almost, if you can, like the size of a matchstick. So I know that's kind of tedious, but just think about it if you've ever had sushi and you go to bite into it, if you have a really big chunk of carrot or a really big chunk of avocado, other than the meat, you really don't want, or whatever the protein source is, tofu or whatever ends up going in there, unless it's all vegetables, you really don't want this big, hard, crunchy thing from a carrot or a cucumber to be the overbearing thing that's inside of there. So it's meant to be kind of like, you know, just a complementary flavor or ingredient that gets stuffed in there. So really take the time. I know, again, it feels tedious, but take the time. Just really think about how big that slice is. I know it seems small from what you would normally experience, but when you're cutting carrots for normal use, but I'm telling you, you won't regret taking the time. Let me just give you an example of how small these are. I have to come around the counter to show you. So, oh, check me out.
Hi, Charlene, if you're still there. Charlene said the juiced cauliflower is genius. Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh.
The other way that you can prep cauliflower is you can chop it up, boil it, rice it, but just either boil it or microwave it for about 10-20 minutes, let it cool off, then put it in a towel and squeeze the water out. The fastest way is to and use the pull-up like I've been saying. If you're just jumping in, please like and share. We're doing fat-burning sushi, and what that means is we're not using rice. Rice has about 45 grams of carbs in a cup. That's a lot. That's 2/3 as much as a Snicker bar. Hello? Whereas cauliflower has 5 grams. It has 1/9, okay? Or 89% less carbs than rice, plus it has super nutrients. Cauliflower is a cruciferous vegetable, along with cabbage and Brussels sprouts. Mega healthy stuff. We're doing it here for you for the first time ever, and can't wait to take a taste here. My sushi, sometimes I'll mix pickled ginger in the sushi roll as well. In Japan, they eat the pickled ginger separate from it. I like it all combined. I like that nice, complex, acidic, gingery, sweet flavor to it. Super awesome.
They do both, by the way. I grew up...
Really? They mix it with it?
Yes, my mother...
Because nobody does.
My mother, who is Japanese, always put the pickled ginger inside the sushi roll.
So here's the egg. Paula's done with the scrambled eggs. So you make kind of a flat pancake with it, and then we're going to slice that, and you want it to be just cohesive enough so it doesn't fall apart inside the roll.
All right, show me the egg.
It's not perfect, but it's not heinous either.
We'll make it work. All right.
Wait a second. If I'm bad, you know what happens. If I do something wrong, I'm going to take out the harakiri knife. Arigatou gozaimasu.
This is, remember, it's shared on Mommy Chat where possibly children could be watching. So that's the
It's just a fake sword. See, it's wobbly. Just fake. For the booties out there, the sword is fake, and no big deal.
Children, do not try that at home.
Can we cut carrots with it? Cut the veggies? Wouldn't it be faster if we used a big sword?
That's actually what it is for. He was totally joking about the part. Okay.
Right.
So I'm going to take this egg because I like to have all the ingredients that I'm going to put inside in one place. And we have the spatula here. So think omelet when you make the egg. And I do believe that when my mom made it, she added a little bit of sweetener into the egg as well, because I always remember the egg tasting sweet. So,
What is it, medium?
I don't know what you just said to me.
She may have used this in the egg. We're not using medium inside because it has a lot of sugar inside of it. 5 grams per tablespoon or teaspoon. Instead, we put a microscopic amount of pure stevia inside the cauliflower. This stuff right here. Super awesome, but it's nuclear. A tiny bit goes a long way. Maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon we used in all this cauliflower to take the place of the medium.
So again, you want to cut the eggs. So normally they would be, pretty thick, but you want to cut the eggs so that they are, again, as close to kind of like that matchstick size as possible. All right, so let's get into the actual making of the sushi roll. We have the ingredients that we're going to use. So we have sliced carrots that are really thin, kind of like the thickness of a matchstick, maybe a little bit bigger. Some avocado sliced the same. Then we have some scrambled eggs, and we have this pickled ginger. So now it's time, and we also have some some mahi, tuna. So I'm going to take out the seaweed sheet. I'm going to lay that down. Now, just so you guys know, when you buy these little wicker sushi roller mats, there's a side that's kind of bumpy and dull looking, and then there's a shiny flat side. You want the shiny flat side up because that's the side that you're going to use. And you put the shiny sushi roll side down. Actually, I'm not sure if that's true. I've never really paid attention to that. I'm going to go with that. Shiny
I think it's
against
shiny side down, yeah.
Shiny against
Definitely.
shiny. Because I kind of remember sushi in restaurants being a little bit shiny.
Also, I'll get the camera close, show them how the lines go.
Okay.
Let me get the camera
And
here.
I'm going to slice the sushi while you're doing that. Nice job on the knife sharpening, by the way. It's
Thank
very
you so
sharp.
much. Oh, wait, let's go this way.
Okay.
There we go.
So right now I'm slicing the sushi, or I keep calling it sushi, the sashimi, kind of, if you would eat it like this, the tuna. So it's kind of thick like that, so I'm going to go ahead and actually cut that even one more time, because when we roll it, it's going right in the middle, so if it's too fat and too thick, it's really going to have a hard time rolling properly, and we like it to be perfectly round, not oblong. And if you put something that's going to create an oblong shape, then you're not going to get that perfectly round sushi roll shape. So I've got a few pieces there. That's good enough to try for the first one. Okay, so when you see, I don't know if you guys can see in the light, but there's kind of, see those lines that are sort of imprinted in there? It's meant to be like a guide, so that when you cut it, you kind of have an idea of where you cut. Although those seem really thick to me. But anyway, it's there for you newbies who aren't Japanesey or don't normally do stuff like this. So, hey Denise, what's up, babe? Denise Mitchell's on, it's my girl.
What's up, Denise?
Okay, so I'm taking the cauliflower, which would normally be what we would use for the rice, and I'm gonna put it on just like I normally would rice. Again, this is our first time trying it like this, so you're seeing it live if it's gonna work or not. So this is how my mom taught me with white rice. You take the rice scooper, which would normally come with the rice cooker, and you press it out. Now this part is really important how you do it. There's actually really a technique to this. You don't want to get totally on the edge, because then all that stuff is going to get squeezed out when you roll it. And then you want this really even, not too thick, because then you're going to end up rolling it and have this huge thick layer of rice with this little tiny stuffing inside. So this is actually a lot harder to press out than white rice is. So I'm taking my time because I really want it to turn out right for you guys, so that if you end up watching this later to try and recreate this, then you're gonna have a good example. So I'm just pressing it out, trying to get it just right. And the same thing on the edges. You don't want to go on the side edges. You don't want to go totally to the edge, but you want to get kind of close, because what you don't want is that extra seaweed kind of hanging out with nothing in it. That's not fun either. So there is a technique. Try and get it even, and try and get it close to the edge, but not all the way to the edge. So I'm just going to kind of place it where I want it, and then I'm going to squish it with my rice scooper. All right, we're almost there. I'm getting excited to put the ingredients in the center. So obviously it's going to mimic the shape of the seaweed. It seems to be holding together really well. And last time we did this, it was quite wet. It was so wet, the cauliflower was still so moist that when we rolled it, it squeezed out actually a lot of water, which kind of sucked.
Made it all soggy.
Yeah, that's no fun. Okay, so I'm going to start taking the ingredients now. So I'm going to take the sushi and I'm going to roll them over to this side. Actually, nope, this side.
There you go.
And I'm just going to kind of stack it like this, because again, that's going to be what's inside. And
Great, awesome. I'm going to give useless commentary, so you'll hear me a bit.
Because my commentary is not useless enough?
No, yours is awesome.
All right, just checking.
I just want to be more than the cameraman right now.
All right.
But I'm excited either way.
Attention? Need some
Just
protein?
yeah, you know.
Right.
I was kind of neglected as a child, so I'm always needing extra attention.
Okay.
I can admit that.
You're wonderful. You're powerful.
Thank you,
Great.
sweetheart.
You're amazing.
You can collect your $20 on the way out.
All right, I definitely will. I deserved it.
That looks awesome. Get some purple in there. Nice.
Okay, and then we're going to put a little bit of egg in there, because, you know, there's never enough protein. And normally, this would have just, you know, if you had a good pan. We don't have a great pan anymore.
Or a better man that can cook it better.
Pan,
Not me.
Great pan or great man, whatever. Choose. And then I'm going for the pickled ginger. And I know it seems like I'm really sparingly laying this down, but it's really important that you don't layer it really thick, because again, you're just gonna have a really hard time rolling it if you do that. So little bits go a long way.
Now this is the defining moment when she rolls this sucker up. This is the coolest part of the whole game. Notice that her goods are roughly 1.25 inches away from the edge. All this is very, very strategic.
So let's
take a screenshot of that and make sure you have this proportion somewhat accurate.
All right, so now it's time to roll. So I'm just gonna tuck this edge under before I fully roll. And you kind of want to be firm, press down sort of hard, because you want it to kind of not have any airy spaces inside. So if you're a sushi chef and you're watching this, I'm doing the best I can. I'm not a sushi chef, all right? I am.
Yes, she is.
I am a little Japanesey girl, so I take pride in what I do know, but you know, it's not going to be as good as you guys.
And the whole point of that is that anybody can do this at home. Look at that. That looks brilliant.
And it's sticking together beautifully. That's
really?
What I love.
Okay,
yeah.
That's the secret. Let's get your cutting board so you can cut that sucker.
Yeah, give me a clean one without fishy juice on it.
Clean up fishy juice.
All right, so let me move that stuff over.
So if you look closely, you can see those lines that were on the nori that give you like an orientation point to cut. I think we would cut twice, right, for every line in this case.
So I'm going to start in the middle so that we can try and get those nice even cuts. And then I'm going to go in the middle of that section where that guided line is.
Oh my gosh,
it's
working.
The knife is beautifully
working.
sharpened. And then I'm going to cut it again because that's obviously going to be too big. And I can't wait to reveal what it looks like inside.
Wow. Oh my gosh. You're seeing it for the first time. We have never made cauliflower sushi like this. This is our first time. We juiced it to remove the water. Then we heated it up. Oh my gosh, it looks amazing.
It's kind of stinky on the inside as far as like what's inside, but I could have probably stuffed it a little bit more full, to be honest. But not too bad for the first try.
Looks good to me, man. Oh my gosh.
All right, so let's wait. We should keep watching this part.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
So we dip it.
Coming back. Coming back.
Come back. Come back to me. All right, so here we go. We have our Bragg's Aminos. This is what we use instead of, I'm going to turn it correctly, instead of soy sauce. So this is just an upgraded version of that, a better version. And,
it has less soy content, so less estrogens and things of that sort in it. And then it has a lot of vegetable aminos as well in it.
So wasabi, now this is not any kind of special brand. This is, you know, again, it's just, unless you go to an Asian market, you're not going to really have lots of options. And this is the only one they had. So this is what we got. And we love a little spice. So we're going to put a little bit of that in there. Don't go too crazy. My grandpa ate this stuff one day thinking it was just like, honestly, I don't know what he thought. But he ate a big, huge chunk of it. And we thought we were going to lose grandpa on that day because he went into a major, major coughing fit. By the way, etiquette is you only put enough soy sauce for what you're going to eat. You don't fill the bowl and go in excess. I didn't know
what?
I was disciplined by my madre.
Where'd it go? There. I like to fill the bowl full of soy sauce. I love it. Salty, delicious.
What you do with the wasabi. So if you like spice, you got to break that wasabi up, because if you don't, and you get a big old chunk of it on your sushi, you're gonna be crying and searching for a cup of ice water like quickly.
Spin a little plate, make it look good.
All right, let's beautify.
Beautify.
So this is not obviously your typical sushi plate.
But we're Americans. Americans have a sushi plate like that.
We're gonna work it. We're gonna make it happen for us.
We're gonna work it.
We don't have any special sauces of any kind other than this beautiful sauce right here. In a restaurant, you would not have this on the same plate, but...
Hey, Denise. Oh, Denise is still there. Okay.
Because we have room for it, I'm doing it. All right? Breaking the rules here.
Look at that.
All right. Lovely. Okay, Aaron. You get to be the guinea pig.
Okay. Let me get my tiger face on. Hooah!
All right, ready?
Tiger face eating sushi.
Here we go. Let me see your mouth. What do you think?
Oh yeah.
All right, my turn.
Tiger, love me some sushi. It's very tasty. Arigato gozaimasu. Ha ha! All right, you want to get your tiger face on?
Okay, yeah.
Tiger face. All right.
All right.
Sushi
Here
girl.
goes mine. Definitely has a sushi feel. I like it. I'll be honest, I think we need to tweak the cauliflower flavor just a little bit because...
I think cook it a bit more. Possibly.
Go ahead and put it back.
Oh. Get my tiger face on. There we go. I think we need to cook it just a little bit more. I think I should have a British accent while I have a little kitten face. It just seems a bit more sophisticated. Maybe I'm a bit of a kind of a drunk British kitty face there.
All right, so here's my opinion on our first attempt at cauliflower for rice in a sushi roll. My opinion is it tastes still too much like cauliflower. That's a problem for me.
I think a little bit less cauliflower and more ahi on the next mix.
All right, I will try to make another one.
Yes.
Okay, but first we need to try and make this camera high enough to see Aaron's tallness. So I'm gonna put more ingredients on the inside because I was a little bit stingy on that. All right, Aaron.
And that stuff you need straight.
Oh yeah, you love raw fish.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, which I definitely do.
We're gonna do one more, and we're gonna put a little bit, I think a little bit less cauliflower and a little bit more ingredients, and that might just nail it. And these are still good, but again, our whole deal with food, it's gotta fit 4 different characteristics. Has to be super, super tasty, has to be super low carb, super healthy, and super fast. And that's our whole deal. In fact, we have a special going on, 10-minute meals. We have an opt-in link either above or below the video. Opt into that, give us your email address. You'll get a lot of free recipes and also cookbooks that we have. Lots of awesome, fun freebies like that. We're gonna have something like 400 recipes by the end of the year, by the end of 2017. So awesome, awesome, great stuff. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, we go to restaurants and we're disappointed because we make awesome, awesome food at home, and it's tasty, it's fast, it's super nutritious, and it's super low carb. So it keeps us healthy, keeps us from getting extra pounds, keeps the pounds down. Our HEROMOMs have lost up to 2 pounds a day on our super low carb diets, but they're super tasty and really awesome.
All right, so I didn't have enough for a whole thing, so I'm just filling in half of a side. And I don't know, babe, the seasoning on the cauliflower.
Well, there's no seasoning on the cauliflower.
Well, maybe that's the problem. Did you put stevia in it at all?
Yeah, this has a tiny bit.
Oh, it does? Maybe we
There's
need
not
a little
enough?
bit. Maybe we need
There's
a
a
tiny
tiny
bit
bit
more.
of this. This has no stevia at all. I can put a little tiny bit. So I have
Okay,
some.
let's put a little
Yeah,
bit
okay.
over here.
Just put it. Yeah, okay.
And
okay.
then season it over there.
I get brilliant.
Let's not mix, because we'll use this for pizza tomorrow. Yummy.
Or tortillas. So you can take this cauliflower pulp and
I
you
got
can.
it. I'm good.
Got it?
I got it.
You can mix it with a couple of eggs. For 1 cauliflower, about 3 eggs. Put a little garlic powder, a little bit of onion powder, a little bit of oregano and basil, salt and pepper. And you can make tortillas with it. We made some awesome pizza crust with it. We made bread with it and buns. We made garlic breadsticks. And here's the cool thing. Big deal, right? Well, unlike its bread counterpart, if you make bread with cauliflower, it has 1/10 the calories, 1/10 the carbs, no glutens, and it has lots of super nutrition. Cauliflower is a cruciferous vegetable, along with cabbage and Brussels sprouts. It is a superfood. So we're talking about cutting back on all the bad stuff that we don't want and adding all kinds of awesome good stuff.
Without sacrificing flavor and satisfaction of enjoying the delicious foods that we've grown up with, that we've come to love. Because that was always, when I was obese, part of the problem for me to lose weight was that I never could figure out how to make healthy foods that taste good. And therefore I wouldn't stick to it. Babe, you just dropped some food, honey.
That's all right. So here's what our sushi rolls look like. It's an ahi sushi roll with avocado, a little bit of egg, and some carrots. We've got yellow and red carrots in there. The rice is made with the cauliflower, and then we have regular nori style seaweed. Yummy,
right,
yummy
so
stuff.
For those of you who've made sushi before and watched me make this last one, you probably were predicting that it wasn't going to have enough stuff in the middle. You were correct. So now, hopefully, I'm not overcompensating because I'm going to double it up on some of the things, like the sushi, because that's my favorite part. I love it. I will put another extra carrot in there too because I sliced those up so thin.
Hey, can I help cut? I have a bigger knife. Would that make it a little faster? It's my Japanese harakiri knife. Harakiri. Awesome stuff. It's not actually a sword, it's just a play sword. So it is metallic, but it's never going to hurt even a fly.
I just can't. I'm too fine. Are you having a good time with that?
Yep.
All right.
Blast.
I'm glad you're having fun with
All right,
that.
let's get a close-up on this so they can see what you're doing.
I don't have the energy to combat that. All right, so I'm just getting some more ingredients on it than last time. And it's probably going to be too fat this time, but you know what?
It's okay.
Right? In this situation, too fat is good. Size matters sometimes. Even
Dope.
with sushi.
For those of you just tuning in, please like and share. We're making fat-burning sushi. Now, if you want to make regular sushi, as long as you know how to make the rice, which is not that difficult, you make everything else the exact same way. We're just using cauliflower instead of rice. And the way that we prepped the cauliflower is we juiced it. So that removed the excess water, and then that left the pulp. We used the pulp, then we microwaved it for about 10 minutes, let it cool, then squeezed out even some more water out of it using a towel and twisting it up over the sink. And then now it spreads out nicely on these little rolls, and they hold together great.
All right, let's see how this one turns out.
This is not Paula's first rodeo by any stretch of the imagination on sushi. Her mom was born in Okinawa, was there during World War II, went through trials and tribulations like you wouldn't believe that people went through in Okinawa in those days. And then she married an American soldier, and she's been in the U.S. ever since.
My daddy.
He was a Special Forces, awesome guy.
All right. Let's see.
So notice she cuts in the middle first, and then she follows the lines. There's pre-existing lines in sheets of nori that you use as a guideline to cut your sushi. And then after you cut the big lines, you cut the middle ones in between. Now you need a mega sharp knife. If you're curious, I did a demonstration earlier how to sharpen your knives. You can buy a sharpener with 3 different types of stone on it. You have a coarse, a medium, and a fine. And I sharpened my knife in about 20 seconds flat. Now she's got a little dipping bowl here, a traditional Japanese bowl for soy sauce and just a tiny bit of wasabi. And she already mixed the wasabi in with it. Look at that sushi
I love
roll.
That already.
Looks so much
more.
better. You are a master.
Yes. This makes me happy. All right, again, professional sushi makers, you know, I'd appreciate your comments. Encourage me on how to do a better job. But for the most part, what it really
for like a nice photo.
what it really boils down to is if I like eating it. So I may not have done etiquette properly, but if I like how it tastes, that's all that matters.
Now you get your tiger face on and try it out.
All right.
Let's get your tiger face.
Tiger face.
There we go.
Yummy.
Tiger face chai sushi. Is that better?
So much better.
Awesome.
That I will do.
I want my tiger face too. I try some sushi. Arigato gozaimasu.
All right, ready?
Oh yeah. Mmm.
So much better.
Way better. Oh my gosh. Rah.
Okay.
Unbelievable. You know what, that extra bit of stevia in the cauliflower, I think made all the difference too.
I think it made a big difference. I still think there's tiny little bits of tweaks that we could make to the cauliflower, but That is pretty darn close to perfect. So
That's a fist bump waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Booyah!
We're going to work on that a little bit more before we drop a recipe in. But you guys, we are this close to fat-burning sushi that makes you feel like you just stepped into a Japanese restaurant and you're completely satisfied with eating something that normally would make you gain weight if you ate it too much, or that you would have to save for a special recarb day. But now we can have this every day and not feel guilty.
I gotta say, for me, this is like at least 90% there. That is freaking, because we love sushi, but we hate the fact that 1 cup of rice has 45 grams of carbs, whereas 1 cup of cauliflower pulp has less than 5 grams of carbs. Kind of a no-brainer, huh? What you doing?
I'm trying to fix it because it's a little bit wonky. That's all.
Your hands over the camera.
Oh, sorry.
We're about to tune in anyways. Anyways, if you're just tuning in, please like and share. Please watch the video. We demonstrated how to make super low-carb, fat-burning sushi. Recipes that we've invented like this have helped our hero moms to lose up to 2 pounds a day. Pretty much everybody gets up to 1 pound a day, but Tina, our super hero mom from Florida that tuned in tonight, she lost 2 pounds a day her first week. She is a freaking inspiration, and guess what? She works in a donut shop. If I worked in a donut shop, I wouldn't be able to walk out of the door after like a week, you know?
Yes, but when you have foods that taste delicious like this and that burn your fat, it satiates you all day long. It's absolutely possible to have foods like that sitting right in front of you and not eat them. And that's exactly what she's done. She is proof that these foods are delicious, they satiate you, they're satisfying, and they burn fat. So if you guys are interested, click on that link that's in the description. Make sure you get that low-carb cookbook so that you guys get on our list, and when we put out all those new recipes, you guys will be the first ones to get them.
Arigato gozaimasu, con tu aroma te busqué mirando al sol y me quise ver también, será mejor. Arigato gozaimasu, I'm screwing up, te busqué mirando al sol y me quise ver también, será Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like and share.
Thanks you guys for joining us. Thanks for HEROMOM and thanks for Mommy Chat. All those people who are from those pages, thank you guys for joining. And if you shared, thank you so much.
Arigatou gozaimasu.